What's up, guys? It's your favorite pirate Pock, and we've got some big updates in the metaverse. But first, this video is brought to you by Ted. We don't know how yet, but I'm sure that this guy is going to be really important in the Unreal Engine gameplay when he's finally released to us. Based on how much work they've done and how well this guy is rendered, I expect that we'll see him soon enough. Now that we've given Ted as much screen time as the Star Atlas team has given to the Oosters, we can move on to the good stuff. And if you stay till the end of this video, I'll give you the code that you will need to complete the Atlas Brew quest in the Never Alone campaign. I'm not really sure if I'm allowed to, but I'm also not in contact with the Star Atlas team, and I'm also a pirate. So yeah, stick around and I'll help you out. And in today's video, we've got some leaks, some news about the upcoming Townhall, and even some unsolidified details on Ooster and their traits in the game. So to get things started, we'll knock out the really pressing matters. During the brew on Wednesday, around noon my time, the Star Atlas team announced that it'll have another Townhall on Friday. Yeah, this Friday. 2 days after publicly announcing it. This is the same thing that they did to us in their last Townhall, and honestly, it's already getting old. Doing product releases, you'd think that they'd want to actually share it with as much of the community as possible. But again, they leave us no time to actually prepare. I'm excited because I believe that we'll have some big news of another release. But come on guys, 2 days? Honestly, it's a little disrespectful to the community. I know instead of having enough time to trade shifts or put in for vacation, I'm just going to have to miss work to cover it. And yes, I think it's a big enough event to miss work for. I just know that it didn't have to be this way. So with that ran out of the way, the possibilities are endless for this Townhall. They could release the long-awaited update to the UE5 showroom, announce more Never Alone quests, introduce mining and crafting into Sage, crew members, maybe even announce the launch of the DAO. I know we're getting updates on all of that, but we could also see some major releases. I know Danny Floyd will be there, and he is the Chief Product Officer. And we have promises of sneak peeks. There will be 6 newly flyable ships within the new version of the showroom, and maybe we'll get to see those. Or maybe we'll be told when we can actually fly them. I feel like a new showroom is due, before they try to bring in more players during the July Solana events. And we need some time to find the bugs, so either way, you guys know that I've got you covered. We also had this amazing image of the Opal Bitboat, released by Wagner himself. It's not an actual UE5 model, but we can see that it's had some major redesign in style. And while it might look a little smaller, I really like the design. I'm just trying to figure out where the movie theater module is going to fit. But this thing definitely brings luxury to space travel. The Atlas Brew today was really good. Now all of this is just theory crafting, but the topic was about game mechanics, and it did not disappoint. We got to find out a little bit more about the Oni faction and how Sogmians can determine the mood of other Sogmians by pheromones they release. An easy way to indicate the honesty and loyalty of others of their race. Sogmians are really good fighters, but apparently really bad liars. It appears that they'll also have greater stamina when it comes to losing health and maintaining their ability to function versus other Onis of a different race. This scent interpretation also allows Sogmians to understand the basic feelings and attitudes of the wildlife and creatures that they encounter. This is our first look at specialized data being given to a player based on their faction or race. It did do me a solid and carry this conversation over into Ooster territory, and we got some crazy ideas about Ooster character progression. The Oosters will also have this specialized data provided to them, but more in relation to electronics, technology, and hidden light frequencies that they can detect, and secret codes, hidden pathways, possibly traps through their cybernetic eyes. Oosters also don't get sick like the other factions, but they do have an ability to connect with unknown technologies, and this connection can either provide insane insight into the function and design of the items, or they're potentially electronics with a virus that could cause malfunctions to your character until he's repaired. Oosters overall seem to be really good for exploration of unknown territories in space, and we also got an in-depth look at the progression scale for the Oosters. And quite honestly, this one takes some time to process. We learned about proper naming of our Ooster characters. The first name comes as a collective noun often linked in some way to the Ooster such as Army, Viest, Choir, Wood, things like that. And we can probably get pretty creative with them. Mystique Bod, Crewbane Doer, Bandrick Soul, Pock, Learner, but the last names are pretty neat as well. It's like a title of your success and achievements in the game. You got Bod, IDDT, Learner, Doer, Teacher, Soul, and Elder. And we all start with a .bod title. Those names are linked in lore with certain milestones that once reached allow the Oosters to go to the next stage in the path of enlightenment. We can expect development on this front because this is one of the pillars of the Ooster culture. One of the things mentioned was that for each level of progression or milestone, when we choose to ascend to the next level of enlightenment, there is a meditation phase where your character becomes in a trance-like state for a period of time. The levels of enlightenment also give us access to new levels of information and wisdom from the collective mind of the Oosters, the mainframe that all Oosters have some form of access to. There's currently a disconnect between game mechanics and lore, so I feel like this is incredibly subject to change. I guess I'm going by pock.bod from now on, although I was just elected to Dark Council, so I feel like I've at least ascended to the .learner level. Want to know more about how that worked out? The Hologram did a really cool article on it, and I left the link down below for you. But I'll stick with Pock the Pirate until they really get this thing all fleshed out. I did get promised some really good Ooster content coming within the next few weeks, and I'm excited to see what I can do with it. But I did promise you guys some help, and I'm an honest pirate. So for the Atlas Brew quest in Never Alone, the answer is Spicy426. All lowercase. I want to see everyone succeed in this game, and I hope it helps some. So what do you guys think will be announced at the Town Hall? Let me know in the comments section. And if you like today's content and want to help support future videos and help me reach my goal of Pirate King, send any contributions to pockthepirate.SOL, and everything is appreciated. I'll see you guys really soon, and until then, stay safe in the galactic seas. Pock out.